All right, welcome to day 10, Sunday, May 12th, I believe. Day's going all right so far. It started off very cold, felt like a winter morning, and it's turned into a hot day. Hello, Riley. How are you? Good boy. So we are making our way up Albert Mountain. I believe we are close to the summit. I actually remember this from my previous hikes. It's a very steep uphill kind of rock scramble-ish climb. And when we get to the top, there's going to be a fire tower that represents the unofficial 100-mile mark. According to my AWOL guide, I think it's officially 99.8, but according to the updated mileage, it might be actually 100 exactly. So we've been taking a few breaks going up this climb. Wings is a short while behind us. And Riley looks so beautiful. So we will check in when we get to the top. Bye for now. Still making our way up Albert Mountain. There's a white blaze on the rock. Don't have a very good angle of it. And Riley found a nice little spot in the shade to take a quick break. Almost there. Almost there. Riley is in no hurry. And up there, you can see the fire tower. All right. Take a break, Riley. Congrats on making it here.
Thank
Sorry.
you. It was quite the effort.
So this is the fire tower, and Riley doesn't care. He just wants to smell anything he can smell. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good thing to smell.
Nice views here.
And that was pretty cool. And then that was the first place I saw.
That was a tough climb. All right. So Riley was fine with climbing up the first set of stairs from the bottom, and then we got up here and Riley decided he didn't want to go up any further, and he tried going down the stairs, and it was a little awkward with him going down the stairs first and me following him, so I kind of pulled him back up here to the safety point, and I'm not going to make him go up any further, but it goes up 1, 2, 3 more flights of stairs all the way up to the top. Very cool. So we're going to go back down now. So we just descended Albert Mountain from the fire tower, and there's this cool directional sign here. So it says we just went a half mile down Albert Mountain, and in front of us there's Glass Mine Gap, 2.7 miles, and Wallace Gap, 5.9 miles, and this is called Big Spring Gap. Very nice. The descent that we just did down the mountain was much easier than the ascent up the mountain from the other side. It was just a nice smooth trail, whereas the ascent on the other side was very steep, and it actually was made easier in stretches because they had installed some wooden ledges to make it more like steps, but it was definitely much steeper. So it was a very pleasant walk down just now. And Twofer, who I don't think I've shown in the videos, but Riley and I have hiked with him in the past. He headed down the mountain a little bit before us, so Riley knows he's in front of us, and that's why Riley is so eager to go forward. So we'll check in a bit. Not sure if you can see Riley there. I have him walking behind me now. We've been walking very strong since coming down Albert Mountain. Riley knows that Twofer is in front of us, and he's been motivated ever since to catch up. We did catch up a few times but I stopped for a rest once we could see him, because I feel like if we get in front of him, then Riley is just going to be pressured to kind of stay in front of him, and he's going to be going even faster than what he needs to. And so I prefer to stay behind him and keep Riley behind me so that I can control Riley's pace better. He's working really hard, but at least I have better control to make sure he doesn't wear out. It's still a hot day, but like I said, we've been hiking fast. We did take a break about 15 minutes ago. Relatively short break. So we're approaching, we passed a shelter a couple miles back, Long Branch Shelter, I believe, at mile 102.3, I believe. And there's another shelter coming up called Rock Gap Shelter, which, according to my guidebook, was built in 1965. So it's an old shelter. And I believe that's at mile, hold up, Riley, mile 105.7. Got a little piped spring here. Very nice. Slow down, Riley, slow down. So when we make it there, that'll be 12.1 miles for us on the day, which is a decent day. But I have a feeling it's going to still be pretty early by the time we get there. So we may decide to push onward. We will see. All right. So fortunately, even though it's a hot day, we have been in the shade here for much of it. So that's helped to make the temperatures much more bearable. So we will check in later. So we just made it down to Winding Stair Gap. And we're crossing the road that, if we wanted to, we could go at 10 miles in that direction, which is east, to get to Franklin, North Carolina. And hold up, buddy, hey. And the trail goes along this grassy stretch. All right, so I just wanted to close out the day. Riley and I have made it to our campsite, and we're about to go to bed for the evening. Sorry about the last clip. My battery in my GoPro died when Riley was rolling in the grass. And yeah, so I was just saying that we made it to down Winding Stair Gap to US Route 64, which is the road that goes into Franklin, North Carolina. And we didn't have a need to go into Franklin. It's 10 miles away. We would have gone in if the trail went right through Franklin, but it doesn't do that. So yeah, so today, just looking at the guidebook here, because it doesn't really show up very well, I'll just say it. So we started at Carter Gap Shelter, which was mile 93.6 on the trail, and we ended the day at a campsite called Moore Creek Campsite, which is just a little bit past Winding Stair Gap, and it's mile 110.6. So just about 17 miles for the day. So this is the biggest day we've had, and our previous biggest day was 15 miles, and Riley is sleeping right now, and we're both going to get a good rest tonight. So hope everyone is doing well, and for the next couple days, our goal is to get into the Nantahala Outdoor Center, which is mile 137, so that's 27 miles away. That should be doable to get there. Right, so today is Sunday night, so it should be doable to get there by Wednesday morning. And we'll be able to take advantage of hopefully the Wi-Fi at the outfitter store. They also have a general store that we can use to resupply food as needed. And I also have some dog food for Riley to pick up that I've sent there, as well as the 2-person tent that we're going to be using going forward. One other update on today. Earlier in the day, I didn't mention this on camera, but I ran into the hiker named Bright Eyes, who is the owner of the dog named Sadie, who has become famous on many YouTube channels because she was lost about 6 weeks ago, and a lot of information went out to make people aware so that they could help find her. And unfortunately, she has not yet been found. But that was something that I had heard about just by watching YouTube channels, and I just happened to run into her today. She was walking southbound. She's continuing on with her hike. It seems like she's doing the Eastern Continental Trail southbound, so she's on the Appalachian Trail portion of the Eastern Continental Trail. And she saw Riley and came up to him, and I said it was okay to say hi. And then she mentioned that she had lost her dog, and then I realized that she was Bright Eyes and her dog was Sadie. So we had a nice conversation, and then she hiked on. But that was kind of a highlight to get to meet her, because I'd heard about her and her dog prior to getting on the trail. So hopefully Sadie is still alive, obviously. Hopefully she's been found, and hopefully there will be a nice resolution in the future at some point. One other thing is, today is Mother's Day, and I unfortunately did not have service. I tried turning my phone on multiple times as the day was winding down to see if I had service, but I did not have service, so I was not able to contact my mom to wish her a happy Mother's Day. I will try to do that tomorrow, but if you watch this at some point, Mom, I do wish you a happy Mother's Day, and wish everyone who's watching this, hope you're doing well, and Riley and I will check in tomorrow. All right, bye for now.